Hey guys, Miss Arden here to help you out with day 28. Happy Wednesday. Today we're continuing on with our 2020 pandemic journal. We're going to be finishing this at the end of this week, but we're right in the middle of it here. We are looking at the second article, remember that second article, but we're looking at sections 9 and 10 of that second article, okay? And don't forget that since this is the group project with social studies and English, that once you submit this Google form, you'll need to go to your email and forward that email that you get of your answers to your English teacher. Okay, so don't forget to do that. You'll need your name. Here's the pandemic journal instructions, like always. And then here's the question that deals with you personally. Okay, it says nothing to do with the article. This is your opinion. How has this event, right, COVID-19, the coronavirus, how has this event challenged you? Remember, a challenge is something that, like an obstacle, a difficulty, something that maybe you didn't want to go through, you didn't expect to go through, but now you have something that you're having to do something that you didn't want to do, or you're not being able to do something that you did want to do, right? What is hard about COVID-19, about this quarantine? And this is completely your opinion, right? How is it challenging you? How is this hard for you? Okay, so that one's all about your opinion. That's your kind of journal entry. And then for this one, we're looking at chunk 9 and 10. I'm going to kind of make it bigger for my old eyes. So we'll use this one. Remember, we're looking at the Spanish flu, or what's called the influenza of 1918 for this one. But here's the chunk 9. The flu strikes far and wide. The first wave of the 1918 pandemic occurred in the spring and was generally mild, which means not very rough, wasn't very hard on people. The sick, who experienced such typical flu symptoms as chills, fever, and fatigue or weakness, usually recovered after several days, and the number of reported deaths was low. However, a second highly contagious wave of influenza appeared in the fall of that same year. Victims died within hours or days. Their skin turned blue and their lungs filled with fluid, causing them to suffocate. It's unknown exactly where this particular strain, of influenza that caused the pandemic came from. It became known around the world as the Spanish flu because Spain was one of the earliest countries to be hit hard by the disease. It's like a lot of people calling COVID-19 the China flu, right? When that's not a very appropriate term. It just originated, the first known case happened in China. That doesn't mean that it's China's fault, right? Chunk 10. One unusual aspect of the 1918 flu was that it struck down many previously healthy younger men and women, a group normally resistant to this type of illness. In fact, according to journalist Gina Colada, more U.S. soldiers died from the 1918 flu than died in battle during World War I from 1914 to 1918. So it's attacking the people who are normally not hurt by diseases or viruses. Although the death toll of the 1918 flu is often estimated at 20 million to 50 million victims worldwide, other estimates run as high as 100 million. The exact numbers are impossible to know due to a lack of medical record keeping in many places. What is known, however, is that few locations were immune or were not touched by the disease. In the U.S., victims range from residents of major cities to those of remote Alaskan communities, so it kind of hit everywhere. Okay. So after reading those article chunks, consider the following questions. How fast did someone die of this flu? So when this influenza, the Spanish flu, the flu of 1918, the big wave hit, how many people on average died? Okay. I'm sorry, how fast did someone die? So how long did it take this flu to hit you and then take your life? Okay. Second question, why was it called the Spanish flu? Why did they nickname it the Spanish flu? Okay, and there's a sentence frame if you need help. Third question, what was so unusual about the Spanish flu? What was different about it or strange about it back then? Right? Next question, why do you think it was so hard back then to figure out the exact death toll? So they said that they didn't really know a number, somewhere between 20 and 50 million people. 30 million people difference is a big difference. Why do you think they probably cannot quite figure out the true numbers like we can today? And then the last question is dealing with that Venn diagram, right? What is a new similarity that you see between the Spanish flu and a new difference? So what in this article of the Spanish flu remind you of something you've seen about COVID-19, about coronavirus? And what is something that's different or doesn't sound like what we hear about with the COVID-19 or the coronavirus? So one similarity and one difference. Once you've got that, you're ready to go. If you've got any questions or you need any help at all, don't hesitate to reach out, right? Your teachers are here to help you. Have a good day, guys.